Good day everyone, my name is Teacher Jessa and today we're going to talk about the basic sentence patterns. So we have 5 basic sentence patterns. So when we say patterns, it means the arrangement. In a sentence, there are constituents. So we have subject, we have the predicate. So a predicate is usually the verb. And then we also have the direct object, which is the receiver of the action. And then indirect object, which is the indirect receiver of the action. So in a sentence, there is an existing pattern that we must discover. So I have here sample sentences, and we're going to find out what are the patterns that they have. So we have the first one, little remains. So we're going to identify the constituent first of this sentence. So little is the subject, and remains is the intransitive verb. So when it comes to verb, there are two types of verbs. We have intransitive and the transitive verb. So intransitive verb does not need does not need an object or a receiver of the action for it to become a complete thought. So it can stand alone. So from this example, remains is an intransitive verb. So it does not need an object, either indirect or direct object, because it has already a complete thought. Um, in our next example, we have traditions exist. So traditions is also the subject, and exist is also the intransitive verb. So the prevalent pattern in this is SIV. So let us put a label here. So SIV, or the sentence and intransitive verb. The next one, sentence number 3, we have the Chinese had oral traditions. So the Chinese here is the subject. Had is a transitive verb. So unlike intransitive verb, transitive verb has or does not contain a complete thought. So it needs an object for it to become complete. So had is a transitive verb. Oral traditions is the direct object. So what does the Chinese had? So they had oral traditions. So this is the subject, this is your transitive verb, and this is your direct object. So oral, this is the direct receiver of that action, or of that verb. So another example, we have they recited magic formulas. So they is our subject, recited is the transitive verb, and magic formulas is our direct object. So what did they recited? So they recited magic formulas. So that is your subject, your transitive verb, and your direct object. We can say from this given examples that the pattern for these two sentences is STVDO, or subject, transitive verb, and direct object. So sentence number 5, the poems were incantations. So let's try to find out the pattern for this one. So poems is our subject. Were is a linking verb. So this is a past form and past plural form of the verb be. And then incantations is our complement. In particular, this is a noun complement. This complements the poem. So what are the poem? They were incantations. So we have subject, linking verb, and the complement. Therefore, the pattern for this sentence is SLVC. So subject, linking verb, and complement. The next one, we have the book gave them magic formulas. So the book is our subject, gave is our transitive verb, them is our indirect object. So this is the indirect receiver of this verb. And then magic formulas is our direct object. So what did the book give? So it gave magic formula. So that is your direct object. While them, it answers the question, to whom did they give, to whom did the book give magic formula? So to them. So that is why it is considered as indirect object. So it is the indirect receiver of the verb. Another example, we have Confucius gave his people moral ideas. So Confucius is our subject here. Gave is the transitive verb, and then so people is the indirect object, and moral ideas is the direct object. So if we try to analyze it, so Confucius gave moral ideas, but to whom did he give those moral ideas? So so people here answers that question. So the prevalent pattern for this is STVIODO, subject, transitive verb, indirect object, and direct object. For the last two sentences, we have the man called Confucius master. So the man is our subject, called is our transitive verb, Confucius is our direct object. So the man called Confucius. So whom did they call? So they're referring to Confucius. That is why that is our direct object. And so what did they call Confucius? So that is the word here, master, which is our object complement. Another example, they considered him wise. So they is our subject, considered is our transitive verb, him is our direct object. So in this sentence, they considered him what? So what did they consider him? So they considered him wise. This is our object complement. So in this two examples, the pattern is STVDOOC. It is very noticeable that in the English sentences, it usually starts with the verb and it usually starts with the subject and the verb follows, and the rest like direct object and indirect object. That would be all for our topic today, which are the sentence patterns. So we have 5 basic sentence pattern. Again, we have sentence and intransitive verb, SIV. We have STVDO, or sentence, transitive verb, direct object. We also have SLVC, sentence, making verb, and complement. We also have STVIODO, or sentence, transitive verb, indirect object, and direct object. And the last one is STVDOOC, or sentence, transitive verb, direct object, and object complement. That would be all today. Again, my name is Teacher Jessa, and good day.